Do you remember running to the school playground to play with your homies before school started? I do. At Jesse Owens on the south side of Chicago, going into the school, and then when you get in there's a quote that was on the wall that said, 211 degrees, water is hot. And then 212 degrees, it begins to boil. And when you got boiling water, you can create steam. And when you got steam, you can power a train. Now, that means that's 1 degree. That's one person that can come into a kid's life and make an inspirational impression on that kid. I remember there was 2 for me. There was one African-American small business owner that came to Jesse Owens to speak one day. And I remember him saying some affectionate words about how he struggled with reading and math, but he loved to draw and he loved art. He said, believe in yourself, believe in your skills and your gifts. And I did. He also inspired me to get into theatrical plays. I'm giving back. I'm using my artistic gifts to inspire kids to go into STEM careers. You see, STEAM, that's what it is. Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So I want to show kids how they can take their art and bring it to life. I want to show them how they can STEAM their dreams. I'm Roman Sudan Montego.
Look forward to you guys once again. STEAM your dreams! STEAM your dreams!
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Say, STEAM your dreams. STEAM your dreams.
I'm here with Dr. Lazarus. I'm going to let Dr. Lazarus introduce herself. I'm in Seminole Heights today. This is Roman Montego. Roll it.
I'm Dr. Lazarus. I'm the principal at Seminole Elementary, and I've been here for 1 year, but I've been a principal for 10 years, and I've been in education for 26 years.
How'd you end up at Seminole Heights?
Well, I was at a school down the road, and they needed someone to come over and lead Seminole Heights, and the superintendent asked me to come over because Seminole Heights has been a C school for 5 years, and he said, Dr. Lazarus, I need it to be a B or an A. I said, okay, I can handle the challenge.
And you are tough. You said Connecticut tough earlier. They didn't hear that.
That is true.
All right. So with your pedagogy and teaching, are you big on like advanced, technological, adding that into your classrooms and education?
Oh, definitely, because in order for our students to be competitive with students in more affluent schools, we have to incorporate technology, problem solving, critical thinking, or they're not going to be competitive with their peers at the more affluent schools. And we're teaching them things for jobs that we don't even know exist right now. These jobs are going to be coming in the future. We try to wrap around kids because we know it's never enough. And the things that are not prioritized, like mental health, those are the things that really negatively impact their academics. So you can't just fund academics without also funding the mental health and all of the other incentive programs, motivation, technology, because all of that goes hand in hand, and so it's important to wrap around the entire student.
You brought in the STEAM Your Dreams program to your school. Why?
Well, it was an engaging program that I knew was going to be motivating for some of our boys that are not always motivated, that might have some behavior issues, they might have trouble persevering through challenging tasks. And so this was a way that they could be engaged in something that was fun and motivating, but also learning at the same time.
We designed and engineered a program that's meant to engage and inspire and empower our children. The purpose of this program is to inspire kids consider careers in STEM that will use their gifts and talents. For this after-school program, we divided into 4 different sessions. Sessions 1 through 3, 60 minutes. Session 4, 90 minutes. These sessions are infused with STEM topics and designed to get students to understand the methodologies and approaches to design and build a game for mobile phones, tablets, or other computer technology devices. In other words, before you build a game, you have to design the story. You have to understand the music, the concept, the flow. This includes creating and drawing characters and making music and sound effects and applying game physics. It has been proven, and it continues to be a great experience for children when they are in a STEAM-based learning environment. They begin to think outside the box. They feel safe to express innovative, creative ideas. They feel comfortable to doing hands-on learning. By the 3rd grade, they're beginning to collaborate with others. It begins to click with them. They begin to understand science, technology, engineering, and math work together to make their dreams come true. We have very clear goals and objectives. We wanted to engage them in a fun and safe environment to build that trust and comfort level. We wanted to inspire them to read. We wanted to encourage them to have positive behavior. And number 3 was math. Now this was a short program run, so we just wanted to reinforce what was already taught and look to increase their math literacy scores by 5%.
That's what's up. Hold me up, peace man. All right, next. All right. Number 1. Yep. Go to the next one. Yep. Who's that? Wait. Where are you going? Come huh? Come on, right on the face. Come on, face, Dolly. Come on, face.
When I say senior, you say green. One more time. When I say senior, you say green. Senior. Green. Senior. Green. Senior. Green. What am I saying? Senior. Green. All right. Let's go, Ron.
Let's go. Hey guys, I want to thank y'all for coming out. You good now, Odin. Y'all say what's up to Odin.
What's up, Odin?
All right, so all right, so I'm gonna pass these around, guys. Explain to you what you're gonna do with those in a minute, okay? So let's do that. That's our
great way to call and response. It's a great way to get the kids or the young students, young men involved with the coaches, Roman and myself. It was special to see to come into a classroom where a lot of the students, don't really know who you are, but you are a familiar face because you look like them. I think that's very important in regards to education. A lot of the students, as we went through the entire program, they definitely took towards us in a way that I have not felt really before ever, outside of maybe family members. But kind of starting off each classroom with, when I say steam your, you say dream, steam your, and getting that call and reaction was special. Oh, by the way, I should get paid double, if not quadruple, for being in that hot suit.
Today, we're going to take a look at have some math fun, take a look at that. You're going to demo and play this game called Scuba Attack. So when I saw you guys on, what was it, Friday? On Friday, how many of y'all downloaded the game? Oh, cool, y'all started cheating on early. No, I'm just kidding, that was a smart move. Okay, so before we start that game though, we're going to take a look at a couple other things. We got a lot of things to cover, but we're going to keep it pretty jam-packed for you guys. Then we should have some time to play the game, all right? Then we're going to have little formal introductions. Okay, so how many of y'all filled out that form that I asked y'all to fill out? I see a few. Okay, so now you got some homework to do, some assignment work to do. And then by the end of the day, we're going to have a quiz, a game quiz. We're going to be playing a little Kahoot. We're going to be playing another couple things in the game today. Y'all ready for that? That's it.
On the last session of this program, okay? Y'all say peace.
Yeah, he's got to go in the water to breathe.
Exactly.
My friends with water, don't drink the water.
Questions? I know you want to know what you're doing here. So what we're going to do is just get into it and try not to do too much over explanation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, good. So we're going to have some fun. Lots of fun. We're going to learn some math. If not, we're going to just reinforce some math that you already learned. We're going to have a demo of a game called Scuba Attack. Guess who created that game? Who designed and created it?
You.
What? How y'all know that? Y'all can't tell my face.
Mr. Dolphin.
They can't tell my face, man. These are the Mr. Dolphins. But anyway, about 11 years old is when I really discovered my passion for it, though. Like, I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I wanted to make stuff and create. Okay? As you
We don't, hey, listen, I don't know. Odin comes from the ocean, comes to see me. He hangs out with me from time to time.
What's him in a costume?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, look. We was just here, huh?
Oh, a dolphin. So what do you want to be?
Right, so
See
Rick,
your dreams,
right there. What you want to be? You got a pen?
Huh? Super Saiyan. So you want
Saiyan.
a Super Saiyan? You want to be, but you can't technically be a Super Saiyan. You gotta have the blood
If
for
you're a
it.
scientist, then you can.
So you have to be what? You become a Super Saiyan. You have to be what?
Is that right?
We had a young man that was kind of going back and forth about anime. Now he was not a third grader; he was a fifth grader, and by having understood what anime was, I was able to kind of go back and forth with him, trying to manipulate his situation. Probably the way he always does. It's very important to have those coaches and junior coaches that are, you know, close in relation and actually understand the culture and understand what these kids are into.
A scientist. Okay. So you got to be a scientist.
What you want to be?
This young man didn't spend any more sessions with us based on, you know, probably what we saw in the first session.
You're good at what?
You got
You're good at pen?
I gave it. I like that.
All right, I help out. So what do you think you want to be?
Baseball.
Firefighter? Nice. Nice. Firefighter.
That's amazing, man.
You put firefighter. Call me Coach Roman. That's Coach Landon.
Scientist. What?
Okay?
In the
You want to be a doctor? What? What kind of doctor?
You want to mix again? You be a game maker.
To help kids?
Creator.
A pediatrician. That's cool.
When you doctor, my God, let me just say this back.
All right.
Steam, you say dream. Steam, y'all. S and STEAM stand for.
Wait, no, science.
No, take a seat. You can't. It don't matter. Let's take a seat. Go. My man, good job. Good answer.
Look at his
Listen.
Mr. Broccoli.
If you are not sitting in your seat, your answer does not help. What does the T?
Our whole duty is to work with the kids in order to say, hey, you're here. Whether it's on the football field, basketball field, baseball field, soccer field, lacrosse field, tennis court.
What does the E stand for? Y'all ready? Don't say it out loud.
My name Carmelo Green, and E stands for cheese.
No, wrong. Take a seat.
What is the E stand for?
How did you get that? You got it. Mama, what does the A stand for?
Wait, can I see a
Hold
solo?
on. What does the A stand for? How did you get that?
If you look like that, there's a paper on it.
Nice. What does the M stand for?
Gotta sit down. Math.
What is it?
Getting an idea of what these young students want to become. One of the things prior to STEM or STEAM, you would get a lot of the same answers, you know, doctor, lawyer, fireman, police officer, teacher, pro athlete. Since STEAM has kind of been around, we've been getting a lot of different answers, especially when we explain what STEAM means. So, you know, creators, YouTubers, gamers, we got a lot of that.
Everybody in the room plays video over again?
Yes.
Great.
Give me name.
Take this package. I gave y'all a form or Miss Dolly to hand you guys. You're supposed to be telling me more about yourselves. Like what games you like to play. Do you like to play mobile games, like video games? Do you got computers at home? Do you have a tablet at home?
I like to play Fortnite.
Remember I started that conversation when I was here last Friday. Y'all remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Right, you wasn't here, but that's okay.
Practicing law now, I have a lot of clients that may not have computers, may not have access to computers, but the technology, just having them send me documents via their scan apps, being able to send me PDF forms through their apps on their phone, iPhone, Android. It's something that not only are the adults starting to get used to, but their children as well. So to say that there are more children or students using their phones to do homework than computers, it's telling, and hopefully there are more programs that are adjusting.
That's okay. What's important is, I just want to get a feel for it. Do you have some kind of computer device at home that you can play games on? Because the whole purpose of this program is that we introduce you to, hey, pay attention.
Look at our kids now. They'll have a TV on, they'll have a game in their hand, and they'll help you listen to their music.
30 minutes they'll spend drawing. Another hour they'll spend watching YouTube. Another hour they'll spend playing online.
It's so that you can have an introduction to game development and esports. So if you're not playing esports online, I heard some of you guys playing Roblox, but are you playing esports? Anybody on the esports team?
I'll be playing that.
You be playing Madden, exactly. So that's esports. Okay, all right. We're hearing some great answers, right? All right, so that's why I got this question up here. I want to get a feel for what games you're playing, because the whole idea is that we plan on one day having an elementary and a middle school esports league. And the reason why you're in this program is so we can kind of steam your dreams, right? You may think, hey, I want to be a game developer, or I want to play esports, or I want to be a doctor, I want to be a mathematician or a scientist. So the goal is for you guys, that's Coach Landon, introduce yourself.
Well, Coach Landon, how you guys doing? I'm a lawyer out of Baltimore City, but I'm also a gamer, man. You know, you come to my law office, I'm playing Madden, I'm playing Fortnite, I'm playing all these games, and I love being a gamer. And we're here today because we want you guys to be able to do whatever it is. Now, both Rome and I played sports in college. I hear you want to be a basketball player. At the end of the day, you have to, at the very least, get the bare minimum here so you guys can go off to play sports, be gamers, or whatever else, okay? I wasn't blessed enough with a 40-inch vertical. My vertical was only 25 inches, but I'm pretty sure when I was your age, I could probably school you a little bit. We'll see, right? Now, in regards to the purpose, right, the whole point of this, once again, is that you guys learn the actual design process of how to say, you know what, I have an idea. You want to be a gamer, right? Well, no, YouTuber. You want to be a YouTuber. You know what's good about being a YouTuber? You have to learn how to put a story together, right?
Game maker.
Also, for a game maker,
What's yours, sir?
a gamer, you have to learn how to put the story together. You have to learn how to finish the game, correct?
Another gamer.
All right, and so
What Coach Landon was saying is you need to learn what the game story is. When you're playing, what's your favorite game? I heard someone say Madden. We know that's an easy story to tell, but there's a lot of other games like League of Legends and other games like that. They have stories behind it. Exactly. All those stories, all those games. I play Hulk. I play all kind of games so I can learn how they play. Now it's time to open up your laptops, your Chromebooks. You're gonna log in with your student ID.
These are so clean.
Yeah, this is brand new, so don't just beat them up, okay? You guys take care of your equipment and it'll take care of you. There are tools, there are resources, don't beat them up. It's like when you get a game laptop, and your future, the majority of you want to be gamers, and you're gonna want to have a bad machine. I'm talking, when I say bad, good RAM. Everybody know what RAM is? It's the memory in the computer. Good CPU. You gotta make sure all that stuff is good.
Do you get paid for making games?
absolutely you get paid for it.
Right now. All right, log into the computer, get the game. Just hit the on the board.
Everybody's on?
The students are realizing that they have access to, I guess, newer laptops, and Roman is going through the process of taking care of your equipment. What happens is a lot of times when young students or just young people and young adults that come from disadvantaged backgrounds and don't have the same type of equipment, you can give someone a brand new camera or a brand new computer or a brand new car.
All right, drinking. Make sure your mask is covered up. If you want to talk, pull it down like this a little bit so I can hear, so we can hear you. The coach landed and I can hear you. All right? Because I don't want anybody complaining if you got sick or whatever. Follow these rules, we're good to go. Okay? So we all in? We all in? We all in? All right. Let me take it. My buddy told me last night, let's take a screen screenshot of this. So I'm just doing. So hold on. Let me just take a screenshot of that. Boom, we're good. Ready? Let's go. Let's get started. We're gonna do 5 questions.
5 questions.
This is some discussion review. Ready?
Y'all wait for them. Wait. 45 plus 13, y'all.
45 plus 13. Which one is it? Are y'all gonna be cheating today? I know y'all be looking when each other's screen, so don't do it.
I have a question.
45 plus 13. Ready? Go.
4 answers on the screen. 4
5
answers.
Let's go. Let's go. Which color? Which color? What's the correct answer?
However, with that car, if you don't know how to change the brakes, change the oil, or at least know when to go get your oil changed, you're not going to have that car for long, right? And a lot of times when you have young students that are getting access to the technology, when these young men and young women grow up and are able to afford it on their own, they're now going to be able to take advantage of it and take care of it. It's very important not only on the academic side, but also in their own personal lives to learn how to take care of their goods, and them having access to these types of goods or these types of electronic equipment is very important for their own personal development.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a lot of questions.
All right. 56 minus 23. Let's go. Go. 56 minus 23.
Try it on your paper. Try it on your paper. Don't worry.
Right.
Use your paper, guys. Try to get it right. You got 5 answers up. Take your time. You got 18 seconds. 17 seconds.
15.
12 seconds.
Oh, no.
Let's go.
No, it's
5.
There you go.
2 questions, 3.
All right.
Oh.
Get it.
Let's see. Man, Tony J on fire.
Tony J.
All right. So who's the bully? Let's see. Right. That's it.
Is that number 3?
Jazz number 3. Good job. Jazz.
Give it up. Number 2, JC.
You got 8 out of 8.
Number 1, Tony J. Good job.
1, Tony J. But everybody else, give yourselves a hand.
Did y'all try it?
I figured you was gonna go ahead and just try. We wanted you to focus on just getting you trying. Yeah, in a minute. We're gonna play plenty of games to play. So let's go back and all right. We're talking about story structure. When you're playing games, when you have a game, you have a backstory. And every game has characters and a setting. All right. So when you're playing, for instance, characters, anybody watch the movie Avengers?
Yep.
Of course. One of my favorite characters is Iron Man, Tony Stark, of course. One, because he's a kind of creative man genius. Avengers. You see the movie Avengers?
Yeah.
Ooh, my favorite character was Iron Man. That's a character. Give me a setting that Iron Man and the rest of the Avengers were in. Broccoli, 3.0. They were in the city. They were in what city?
What city were they in? What city were they in? What city were they in? Where?
There you go.
Who's that? New York?
New York City.
They were in New York City. That's the setting.
That's the setting. With the book series, Ocean Bowl, the characters, we're going to get to know the characters and a little about the settings. Okay? So let's talk about the setting. Who's the main characters? So when you take your books home, when you take a look at and read the story, I need you to read the story. Because that's how you win extra points. When you play the game Scuba Attack, you will see that the answers are available in the book or through some little bit of research.
Well, that's why I'm not getting very far, because I don't have the book to get the answers.
Some highlights, some key points of some main characters. The main buddy, that's on the cover of the book. Let's hold his hand up. His name is Jay.
Jay.
He's fun, he's adventurous, smart. He doesn't like to show off his smartness too much, but he's very curious. He loves creating things. And guess what else he can do? Anybody who's bilingual here speaks more than one language. Awesome. Anybody else? You speak more than one language. What language?
Me, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Japanese.
You hear that?
I can speak.
I'm bad.
Who else?
You bad.
What you speak?
Exactly.
I speak Latin.
What you, Edward?
Mandarin and sign.
You hear that? These are bad boys. Well, Jay can speak 3 main languages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, but he's also learning French. But he also knows a little bit of sign language. My favorite sign language is to go thank you. That his best friend, Jay, is like 10 years old. But Jay's favorite character to work with his best buddy is Odin. Y'all saw this guy earlier. He's like, yes. Odin is Jay's best friend, right?
Yep.
But he also started to found in the league called the Aquaball League. Aquaball is that sport that I was telling you guys about that the Dolphins play. It looks like basketball and soccer and football, how the way they play, they run plays and stuff like go long! And they shoot into these giant clams. That's the game of Aquaball. And Odin's like the MJ. So when y'all saw him early, when you saw him kind of dance, he's kind of fun, kind of goofy, but he's also a very athletic and smart guy. All right? Natural born leader. Who's next? Oria. Oria, and she's in the book, she's free-spirited. She's just young, and she's like girl power. Y'all like girl power? Y'all like, of course, y'all like. Zach is Odin's son. Oria is Odin's daughter, but Zach is Odin's son. They're both, these two, Oria and Zach are twins. Hey, but Zach is a young Kobe, a young Michael Jordan in training. He's got natural athletic skills like his father, Odin. But who's your favorite basketball player right now?
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Kobe?
What? Kobe. Kyrie Irving.
Mike Irving? Kyrie Irving?
To keep my emotions in. We all know the best basketball player alive is, and never played a game, is LeBron James.
Come on, Landon. It's a hierarchy of basketball evolution. Michael, Kobe, then LeBron.
8 Arms is the antagonist. Anybody know what the antagonist is? I'm talking about character. He's a bad guy. Huh?
I got a question. He's gonna be turned into
About the octopus? What about it?
There he is.
Oh, see, they really have these mouths and such but we can talk about, that's a great question. Can you say that question for session 3 when we talk to Clearwater Marine Corps, okay? That's a great question. We're going to ask actually marine biology that question.
And your question was why do octopus have mouth?
Yeah.
Remember that question, okay?
Come on, that's Jay. His best buddy in the world, one of his best buddies, is Odin.
You guys saw Odin earlier.
We got our picture with him.
You got a picture of Odin
Oh
earlier.
my gosh.
What's so great about Odin?
He's famous.
He's famous, yes, he is famous.
He got
So
like
Odin,
$200.
What's so great about Odin?
This is the guy.
something about Odin.
He has Billy and Chili.
Hold on, guys.
This is called Ocean Bowl Series because they play a game called Aquaball. And their annual championship every year is the Ocean Bowl Championship. Just like we have the Super Bowl. Who won the Super Bowl?
Buccaneers.
Oh man, that was kind of low. I thought y'all would be like Tampa. So Zach is a future baller. He's like your young Kobe, your young MJ, but or LeBron. But some of y'all new favorite players in the NBA are what?
Zion.
Tater tot chips. This dude is an Atlantic. How about he loves to eat?
I love him.
I love He loves these chips.
No, that's me. No, that's straight
All right.
up. No, that's me.
So in a story,
Batman. So the Joker would be a protagonist.
Exactly. So 8 Arms, this octopus is the underworld boss. His name is 8 Arms. She always wears a derby hat like this.
I like that guy. I like it.
You like see? Here you got Bond. Bond is a friend of Odin. They real tight. They what's called a pod squad. By the way, when dolphins hang together, it's called a pod. They're a family, a group. It's called a pod. Everybody say that? Pod. All right.
Just like in real physical sports like
guess what
basketball
time
and
it is?
football,
It is time to play Scuba Attack.
Okay.
It is time to turn the music back up.
Left or right? So which one has
the kids are about to experience training and also practice mode.
Now you get it.
They are having to answer questions in the game of what's in the book and math questions. If they get the questions correct, they get a booster, and that booster allows them to go further in the game. Therefore, if you go further in the game, you win. Level up.
The screen says you hold and tap for J to go up. And you gotta get the coins and tokens. So you gotta try to get the coins and tokens. And you take your finger off of the screen when it goes down. Y'all listening? Y'all wanna know how to play the game or not? Alright? So open it up. Open up Scuba Attack.
That's all the act, but that's okay. That's a little hiccup. When you guys meet challenges, now you panic. Can I ask y'all a real serious question while y'all playing? When you meet challenges, do you get up? Do you feel over pressure? Do you feel like you can't handle it? Okay. But you notice what we did? We calmed down. We took our time. We figured it out.
The children or the young students, you know, do you feel pressure? And these young student participants basically went into a dialogue of why it's important to kind of be in the training mode, playing the game. And the whole point of it is, once again, is that we put them under pressure that they're used to and via playing the video games. And so when they are in an environment when it's quiet and, you know, you can hear ruffles of papers and pens falling all over the place, they're used to that pressure now. And now they can perform. So we want to make sure when it comes down to, okay, hey, are you guys ready for these tests? They have received enough of the questions and have been under enough pressure in the Steam Your Dreams program to perform at a high level.
All right, y'all ready to start playing? Let's see who gets first crab. Let's open the crab.
Just allow, buddy.
Set up your screen.
There you go. You good? Yep, you're good. You're good? You're good. Just hit cancel. That's right there. Yep.
Scuba Attack.
Hit cancel. There you go.
Scuba Attack. Let's go.
It's easy to translate that and to correlate that into the classroom when they take an actual test with whether they're teachers or take a standardized test, because you know they've had those kind of game pressure situations, and that's something that is very important and it's something that we bring to the table to supplement in the classroom. So.
I know, that was terrible.
Wrong answer.
Can you imagine the excitement on my face when I'm hearing the kids say and chant my song that I created? I was like, wow, let's go, Scuba Attack. They had a lot of fun playing the game, but it's the vegetables within the dish. Feel me?
All right, well, we got a few more minutes, so we got to finish up. This is the game that we're going to play in here. We're going to have some friendly competitions, so you're going to want to practice. But notice that you when you're playing the game, in order to get more power-ups, you had to do what? Thank you. Answer the math questions. Who else answered the math questions? I know. Super Saiyan was answering the questions. Did you see him? Were you answering the math questions? Good. Because that's how you win in this game. To be honest, that's the real strategy. Okay, here we go.
I'm on stage 2. Sea urchins.
Let's see who gets the. Let's see who gets the furthest. Guys, who's on stage 2 already?
I think you're saying.
Stay focused.
Yeah. Internet, something's going on.
Scuba Attack.
Let's see who gets this correct.
And don't miss all the coins.
Scuba Attack.
Good job.
Scuba Attack. Scuba Attack.
That's it, guys. That's it. Close the laptops. Close the laptop.
The program, the reading, the book, these are all the sprints, the up downs, the long distance running, getting your skills, your tutoring. These are all things that go together. However, we all know the last 15 minutes of practice or 20 minutes of practice is what we all look forward to, the scrimmaging. And if you're someone that's not listening from the beginning and not getting better, you do not get to involve yourselves in the scrimmage. And one thing that the sports world does that academia has not gotten a hang on quite yet is that the scrimmage part is very important, because you're putting your players in game situations in order for them, when they actually get into the game, to perform. So we're putting these kids under high pressure, but with academia the same way they would be if they were playing a video game that they like.
All right? Because in order for you to play the game,
Excuse me.
Did you guys have your books?
Yes, right here.
All right.
did y'all didn't notice on Odin when he was in here, he didn't have a pin on the back. So that's why it was probably hard to tell what he was. But they're different. All right, is anybody in this room different? I'm different. We all have different gifts and talents, right? Exactly.
We've heard the term that teamwork makes the dream work. And when you're making the dream work, you realize that you're working with others to make that dream work, believe it or not. So we're cultivating the kids, we're inspiring them, we're incepting the idea of working with a diverse and inclusive team. That way, we can grow, we can innovate, we can expand.
Sign language. Again, so he's talking to the dolphins, how? Via?
Sign language.
Sign language, thank you. It's his uncle. His uncle who he calls Tio. Anybody else? I heard a couple of people speak Spanish here. So Tio means what in Spanish?
Uncle.
There you go. That's his friend. So the ocean is Jay's love and life. It brings him great joy to feel the ocean.
Some kids just learn different.
And occasionally dive into a quick swim. Anybody like to swim in here?
I only did marshmallows.
I got you. All right. So what they doing is they going fishing. So he says, "Hey, buddy, you ready to go fishing?" That's what Jay says to Odin. And guess what? When they start fishing, Jay has to. Odin uses a special gift that he has. Dolphins have this ability called echolocation. Exactly. Echolocation is what?
Sends dolphins or other fish to them.
That sounds like Aquaman. But I know, but I get what you're saying, Edward. But echolocation actually is. You never seen the movie Aquaman? Silhouette of a boat and a profile of a familiar, kind face. It's Jay, the fishing kid. Okay. One cool thing about the series, the Ultimate series, is you can learn about fact boxes, like right whale dolphin, for instance, right? So if you on this page right here, you see the box that's available in the book. It tells you about northern right whale and the southern right whale dolphin. The main difference between this species of dolphins is they're missing a dorsal fin. Okay?
So y'all see Odon? Odon didn't have a dorsal fin.
You did not have a dorsal fin. That fin is right on the back.
They go up on the back.
Okay? And that's what's important to know because I want you to know that it's okay to be different, right? Because mentor and friend. In fact, his mentor and friend is Jay's uncle, only uncle. His name is Tio. That's what he calls him. Any bilingual kid here.
Anybody speak? And who speaks Spanish?
Exactly. So Tio is what?
Uncle.
Okay.
There you go. That's his uncle. All right, great. So Odin's going to use what's called echolocation. He says, "Hey, buddy, you ready to go fishing?" And what is echolocation? And I know my good friend knows what echolocation. Why don't you tell him what echolocation is?
So echolocation is when, like with a bat or with a dolphin or a whale, they make a sound, it travels, hits an object, and bounces back so that they know where they can swim or fly.
Awesome.
If nothing bounces back, then the path is clear, they can keep moving forward.
Awesome.
I agree. Thanks, broccoli.
And you can learn that more about even in the book because the book has about QR codes and hyperlinks, especially if you use the e-copy or e-book version. Going on down. We're going to talk about another fact box and then we're ready for an assessment because we're closing out for today. All right? I know, we got to go home. Anyway, one of the things that, it says push, 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 around and around, holding goes, circling the fish. This is when he's using echolocation, but he's also using his abilities to circle around the fish and he wants to catch it. Jay is going to lay down, or lure, I should say, a fishing net. Fishing nets are dangerous, so there's another fact box. Yes, dolphins can get tangled up into fishing nets. So we have, as humans, when we're fishing or as we see someone fishing, we're hoping they're being very careful when they put down fishing nets. Let me see. Let me see if y'all remember. I got some here.
All of us.
Alright. Let's see if y'all was paying attention because this is going to help y'all with the game. As a game, listen carefully now. What's that? That's okay. Just write out the best of your ability, okay? Thank you. Answer those questions, right?
Right now?
Yeah. And I will go through them. Give me a sheet of paper so we can kind of go through them. Okay, so question number one says, let me read them to you. What do bats use to navigate and find food in the water in the dark? Just right, circle it. It's either question 1 or 2, which is echolocation or transmitter. That's echolocation, that's transmitter. Echolocation, transmission. What do bats use to find food in the dark? Take a guess. Take a guess.
Hi, my name is Dolores. I'm Jefferson, and everyone call me Miss Dolly. I've been in the system here now 2 years. Got transferred from foster. I want to follow my principal and my vice principal, Dr. Francine Lazarus, and the assistant principal was Dr. Jennifer Dames. Well, with the STEM program, I really have never heard of the STEM program. I have heard of the STEAM program, but not the STEM. I heard the STEM program, but not the STEAM. And I realized that it was missing the A. I guess that's art. And when it was brought here, a lot of the kids, they didn't know, they didn't want to do it. But when you added the A, and that's what one of our, Dr. Lazarus, she was so caught up on, was that's art. And so a lot of the guys, a lot of young men that we had, they liked doing art. And it kind of worked good because all around the school, they like drawing things or whatever. But then as time went on, when they found out that you can do, I think it's science, the science technology, the mathematics, they didn't know you could put all that together. We kept talking about it and kept talking about it. They was like, okay, Miss Dolly, we'll try it. And once they started, and then they loved the program. They got on my nerves about it though, because it was only like 2 weeks, and they wanted to come longer than that. One of the young men was very scared at first about him not reading, not knowing how to read. And Mr. Roman and Mr. Landon, as I, expressed to them that, he has a little challenge in reading, how they worked hands on hand with him, and he was still scared. He was like, Miss Dolly, I don't know how. And Coach Landon reached over and said, Miss Dolly, don't worry about it, we got it. And as he was proceeding to read, he didn't even know he was reading himself because he felt so comfortable with that one-on-one interaction. And then Coach Roman came over and did the same thing. He just needed that one-on-one hands-on with him. So as time went on, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks after it even happened, he still have that get up. He have that drive. Miss Dolly, when they coming back? Miss Dolly, when they coming back? Even so, now he actually reads in class out loud. He takes his time though, but he'll tell you, give me a moment, let me get my words out. He wasn't doing that months ago, like before y'all came. He was not, and now he's coming out his little shell. Now he's raising his hand to read. Hey, I want to read, or if not, he'll make a sound to let you know I want to read, because now he has that eagerness about him that he want to read. It wasn't that hands-on at first. He was always kind of skittish, not coming to you. But Ethan had gotten in a little trouble maybe a few months ago, and Dr. Lazarus said, Miss Dolly, take Ethan up under your wing. I have enough. But I'm glad that we did that to see what he's doing now. So I know with this program, it has brought him out even more, because even like with the groups in the afternoon, how he takes his time, he eager, Miss Dolly, I'm ready to go. Like, okay, even if I'm having something, but that's Ethan, and I love that drive about him. Doing more programs like this, one-on-one without black and brown kids.
They need it, don't they?
We do. I'm not gonna say they do, we all do, because what y'all teach me, because in the run of a day, like you just seen, this is what I do every day, all day. From the time we get here, from the time I leave. That's all day long. Sick, hoarse. This is what I do. And they love Miss Dolly. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Think about it and take a guess. Question number 2. You finished? Good. Good job. Good job, man. Good job, firefighter. All right. Do me a favor, when you're walking out, because we did a lot of contact in here, be sure to squeeze the bottom. That's hand sanitizer. When you're walking out, Squeeze the bottom, okay? All right, intro. Huh? That's me.
I'll make them Call of Duty game.
Make sure you bring the books because I'm signing your book. I'm the author of this book.
Yay! I'll get a free autograph.
Yes, you get a free autograph. Yeah.
My mom did a book.
Yeah, why did, I'm gonna answer it. I want you to keep this with you, Keon, okay? Please keep that with you. Let me collect this for you guys. Thanks, Tony. Keon, let me get this. Let me get that too. You'll need that. Keep this with you, okay? So we can ask that question to the marine biologist. You know marine biology? Come on, climb it up. Let's go, guys. Hey, we cannot have
The actual assessment is very important because not only for the end evaluation, but it allows the coaches when they go home to get to know their players. A lot of times when you play sports, there's a sign-up registration prior to you even meeting your coaches. And then those coaches will normally get those registration forms from the parents to find out what schools you go to, register anything, what are your interests or hobbies outside of whatever sport you're signing up for. So, having that information from the beginning is very important for us because we like for our coaches to go home and to analyze who they have in the classroom, as well as we may not want all the guys that are interested in football in the same part of the room, because when we come in, our job is to make sure that not only are these kids getting what they need in regards to the education part, but also the social component. So we don't want all the football players who probably eat together at lunch all the time hanging together. We want the science and the football players to be on the same team so that when we leave, it's not only an educational development improvement, but also a social, diverse improvement in regards to their social capacity. So having this information is key. It's not just something for an evaluation, it's so that our coaches can reach these students and provide them with the positive social impact.
right? So we have to think about that, all right? So you see why you want to read the book, because believe it or not, when you're playing the Scuba Attack game, in this program, it's going to have some little questions and some little math questions. So the more you get to know the story, because that's what we learned today, characters, settings, story, we learned about backstory. I want to thank y'all for having a wonderful day and that you steam your dreams. Did you have fun?
Yeah! Is this game on Apple Store too?
Yes, it is actually.
So we can get better and do all of these, so when we come back, we're so good.
I love the way they're thinking.
For your problems. You see?
These questions, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Question number 1. Okay, so put your name at the top first and the date. Today's date is March the 2nd. Ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
What do bats use to navigate and find food in the dark?
Circle it.
Circle the answer.
You know.
On the left, it's the echolocation. On the right, drowning danger for dolphins such as odons.
We're on number 4.
No, we're on number 3 still.
Good job.
Is it fishing rods or fishing nets?
So fishing rods is on your left and fishing nets is on the right. Remember, rod starts with an R, net starts with an N.
Number 4. What type of ball game do the Ocean Bowl Dolphins love to play? Is it on the left, aqua ball, or on the right, baseball? 1 to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, all pencils down. I want everybody give us a hand, guys. Give us a hand. Give your coaches a hand. Oh, give me a hand. Give me a hand. Give me a hand. Oh, give me a hand. Now, more importantly, give the 2 teachers a hand. Come on. Hey guys, listen. We will be back on Thursday. We want to continue with the game as well as we'll be adding some more things in regards to the music. Some of the music you heard here today was also created by Coach Ron. Okay, so Ocean Bowl is, is something I want you guys to keep going on. You guys hear a little bit more about myself on Thursday as well. And we look forward to you guys once again. Steam your
Dream!
Steam your dream! Thank you guys so very much. Thank you.
All right, ready? 1,
my champions out there. Para todos mis campeones. I am champion. Can nothing hold me back. I'm never giving up. I'm reaching for the stars. Yo soy un campeón. Nada me puede parar. No me rendiré jamás. Las estrellas alcanzar. Stay strong. Keep pushing. Come on. You can make it. Dream high. Never say die. Live your best life. You can rise. Dream high. Never say die. If you strive. Yeah, you can rise. Dream high. Never say die. If you strive. Yeah, you can rise. Stay strong. Keep pushing, come on, can make it. Stay strong, keep pushing, come on, can make it. I am champion, can nothing hold me back. I am warrior.
I witnessed a couple, was that a month ago, how we had the first FSA test last month. Wasn't happy about it due to the fact the kids was not ready. I got very sentimental. I cried. Went to my principals. Went to a couple of the board member people for Hillsborough County. The kids wasn't ready. Due to the fact I know Corona came in and they were just not ready, and there's nothing that you can do with that. In a way, I kind of thought that it would hinder them, and I prayed that it didn't. But you know, when you cannot read a question to the kids, and some of our kids, of course, they have challenges in that. But we was not allowed to read. We could read the directions, but not the question. Even with reading the question, you have to be very monotone, and I think that was like my worst time being here, period. But on this second go round, which is this week right now as we speaking, it's a little better, but not much. I'm gonna say me. I talked to him one-on-one. Hey, we can do this. You can pass this test. Take your time, read, don't get antsy. If you take a moment, breathe, inhale, exhale, but keeping their motivation up and inspiring them that they can do it.